2 of the History Hour, the Enabling Act of 1933, which gave Hitler sweeping powers in Germany. The story of how the Philippines subsequently opened its doors to persecuted Jews. And why are so many people so incompetent at their jobs? The 1969 book, The Peter Principle, explained.
Should we go throughout life running like a squirrel in a cage? Or should we be rational and think about, where am I going?
First, a news summary.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. Arab and Islamic leaders are about to meet in Qatar to discuss last week's Israeli airstrike targeting Hamas leaders in Doha. The attack is also expected to be on the agenda at a meeting between Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, in Jerusalem. A report by climate scientists say 1.5 million Australians will be at risk of coastal flooding by the middle of the century. It also said that more people would die from heat-related causes. A court in Turkey has adjourned till next month a hearing examining allegations of vote buying against the leader of the opposition CHP. The case comes after a year-long campaign against the centrist party. Figures released in China suggest the economy continued to struggle last month. Official data showed industrial output rising at its slowest rate in a year. Retail sales were also sluggish. South Korea says it's investigating possible human rights violations during the detention of hundreds of Korean workers in the US. They were held after immigration officials raided a car battery plant in Georgia last week. A former British soldier is due to stand trial charged with murders committed during the conflict in Northern Ireland. Prosecutors say he killed 2 unarmed civilians during a demonstration in Londonderry in 1972. India's Supreme Court has suspended some provisions of a law changing the way vast tracts of land are set aside solely for Muslim use. Muslim organisations challenged the legislation, saying it was aimed at weakening their property rights. At the Emmy Television Awards in Los Angeles, the 4-part series Adolescence was one of the biggest winners with 8 prizes. Owen Cooper was crowned Outstanding Supporting Actor. At 15, he's the youngest male winner of an Emmy. BBC News.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prum Prum, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prum Prum, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prom Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prom, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prom Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
SH. Please note, this is in celebration of Black History Month. BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard. Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Starr Radio UK Monday edition of the morning show. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Well, so from now until exactly 12:30, where the curtains are brought down for the end of the program, I'm going to be your captain. I'm going to bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As I say on this platform, it's making the headlines. Be rest assured of one thing, I'm going to bring it to the fore. So wherever you are, just stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. Let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Good morning to Perry. Good morning to Mr. Laimi Koiki, Mr. Frank Davids. Mr. David Kluche, it's been a while. I hope you are doing very well. My brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning to you. Reverend Michael Esiama, good morning to you. Prophetess Carter, good morning to you all there as well. And Mrs. Esiama, hello Miss Esiama, massive good morning to you all. And then on another happy belated 50th birthday to Apostle Nana, who we celebrated yesterday evening, and therefore some of of us had a very late night. We like sleeping on time a bit early, but we had to be up there. But wherever you are this morning, massive good morning to you. Good morning to all of you who listen to us on the Yoruba Nation platform, the Koiki Media platforms, and United States of Biafra platforms as well. We salute you, and a special good morning also goes all the way to Bishop Adeshina in the RB office in Lagos, Nigeria. To Anthony Adedeji, Aziz, Shamsuddin, wherever you all are, massive good morning to you. Tosino, good morning. Our special envoy to Moscow. And a special good morning also goes to Chief Dr. Sandy Adeyemo Igboho, Professor Banji Akintoye. Massive good morning to you there as well. Those of you who listen or watch us on the Koiki Media platforms, Yoruba Nation platform, United States of Biafra platforms as well, we want to salute each and every one of you as well. Eben, good morning to you. To Antonio, good morning. And a special good morning also goes all the way to Delta in Kumasi in Ghana. A massive good morning to you, sis. I hope you are doing well. And to Eresi, my daughter, to other family back there, to my lovely Rosie, I hope you are doing very, very well. As for my sister-in-law, I hope you are all doing very, very well. Dr. Amponsa, massive good morning to you. I'll get in touch with you in a jiffy. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is the Monday edition of the morning show. So by what program outline, this is how the program is going to go. I'm going to bring you the quotes for the day, the weather forecast to follow you, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as global trotting. Then after which we continue from there, looking at the details of the stories that we put across. At a 11:45, the line is activated and you can call in via Teams, and that is look for Starr Radio UK and you can call in from there. Exactly at 12, we will be crossing over to Cyprus, where we will have our own HRH Linda Pallien joining us on Career 101. Then after that, we'll bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in a way, or in a gist, this is what is going to happen this morning. So wherever you are, massive good morning. You have any take on any issue, feel free. You can post it on our platforms that we are broadcasting on. If you don't want to be talking, maybe you are too busy where you are, you cannot make a noise, but your fingers can do it. Why not? Feel free. So far, it's not an insult and it's not inciting or incitement or anything of the sort. Fine, it's okay. We can do that here, right? Good. Once again, welcome to the program. This is Starr Radio UK. Now, the quote for the day says, when you see people as doors, you enter them with care. When you see people as doors, you enter them with care. Not just bulldozing your way and then book, and then by the time you say Jack, oh boy, you are somewhere there and you think you broke those doors down, or you just when you meet another door, it'll be challenging for you. So, well, see them as doors and enter carefully. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. Now, when it comes to the weather front, well, mixed bag. This afternoon we're going to be seeing something different, but at the moment, watching or looking through the via the CCTV and monitoring all the other bits outside, there is all sunny there at the moment. But this is how the weather is going to be for London and the southeastern part of England. Yeah. Now, areas of patchy cloud will build in through this afternoon, bringing a few scattered showers. A very windy day expected as well. Tonight, any cloud and rain will soon largely clear. It's going to be leaving dry conditions and clear skies. However, it will remain windy. It's been windy on my way to the studio. Now, total temperature is going to be 18 degrees. The low is going to be 11 degrees. Pollen level low, UV level moderate, and pollution low as well. Sunset 19:16 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:35 hours. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on straight to the travels. Last week, by this time we were having the tube strikes, and therefore there were a lot of restrictions and no services. But this morning, this is what is happening on the district line. There are minor delays between Passing Green and Wimbledon, while Network Rail fix a signal failure at East Putney. Good service on the rest of the line though. Now coming to Suffragate as well. Suffragate no service while they remove a tree from the track because it's been windy. I think a tree has been blown onto the track, so they're going to be moving it. Let me once again say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Now let's move on straight to some of the other updates. Now on the major roads, A12 is experiencing several delays. That is you are being advised that Eastern Avenue East between Colchester Road and South End Arterial Road, various restrictions including some overnight closures to facilitate the refurbishment of Gallows Corner flyover, and that because of that there is a bit of delays there as well. And Rochester Way Relief Road, that's westbound at the junction A208, Well Hall Road Lane 1 of 2 is closed following a collision there. That is on the A2. So please check before you leave. You don't get yourself stuck in any traffic there. That's why we are here every time and every morning, every weekday, to give you all these notifications as well. Though we know that you can also get it by yourself. But what a way to get it. Getting that and other information as well. Now, on the riverbank this morning, the Woolwich Ferry is suspended. That aside, all the others are running a good service. The landing cable car, no service because of the high winds or the strong winds at the moment. So there are no services there. And then we move on straight to the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, across country, Great Western Railway, Greater Anglia, Northern Rail, and Southwestern Railways are all offering special services. Also, Southeastern, Southern, and Transport for Wales special services. That aside, all the others are running a good service. And as usual, as I would say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And I will say it this way: enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a quick break. We come back and then I'll be taking you global trotting. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustinclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 13 minutes past the top of the hour, and it's now time for Global Trotting. So what is happening from across the globe, starting from home here in the UK? All right then. Well, just bear with me whilst I line that up once again. Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, now leadership facing Starmer's facing leadership questions about Mandelson's sacking. Now, some Labour MPs have become more vocal in their criticism of the Prime Minister after the departure of Angela Rayner and Peter Mandelson. We'll talk about that later. Now, Constance Martin and Mark Gordon to be sentenced over death of their daughter. That aristocrat who ran off with a boyfriend, Mark Gordon. Well, they're going to be facing that. They lost their baby in the course of their fleeing the authorities. Now, charges dropped against 2 men accused of spying for China. How come? Okay, and trial is underway of ex-soldier accused of Bloody Sunday murders. And in other stories, Madeleine McCann's suspect refuses Met Police interview. Well, he says he doesn't want to talk. You don't have any. It's not confessed to it, and you don't have any strong evidence against him. So, okay. So coming away from Starr Radio UK. In another story, moving on to other parts of the world. Well. Still in the UK, Ricky Hatton, the renowned boxer, has also passed on messages of condolences coming through. Rest in peace, Ricky. Well, they said he was fighting some demons. What demons were they? Well. Have we all got some demons? And how do we battle that? We'll talk about all that during the course of the program. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories making the rounds of the rebel meets Netanyahu to discuss fallout from Israel-Qatar strike. Well, they know that. What would the US do? Nothing. Israel strike targeting Hamas leaders in Doha last week drew international outrage and was publicly criticized by the US. Okay, but it's like you want the public to know that my son did something and I'm reprimanding. Stop that! Yeah, it seems that's the situation. But we'll be telling you more about that. My wife died giving birth after Trump cut funding to our clinic. Well, what are your leaders doing there? What are your leaders, your country leaders, doing? With all their policies and stuff like that, we want to know more. We're going to be telling you more about that. Well. Catchword speeches and big wins for the pit and the studio and his highlights and Kirk suspect not cooperating with authorities. Governor is saying. So he decided not to speak or not to do whatever. We'll tell you more about all that as the program goes on. Qatar has hosted Arab Islamic Emergency Summit over Israeli strike on Doha. What will be the memorandum or the official statement that is going to be coming from there? We'll try to tell you more about that. Rising seas will threaten 1.5 million Australians by 2050. Now, Brazil's Lula hits back at Trump over Bolsonaro trial and tariff. Well, you are doing whatever in your country. You think that is okay? Nobody should talk about it. Somebody does whatever in their country. You say, hey, why are you doing that in your country? Because you think you want more power? Okay. Indian court states key provisions of controversial new law on Muslim properties. And US and China hold second day of trade talks as TikTok deadline looms. Let's see what happens on that front. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In other stories as well, the boss of a degrading sex trade ring involving Ugandan women have been unmasked. They trade them when they go to Dubai and those bits. I saw some interviews, and if you follow what was being said, and if that is true and that is what is happening, boy, yeah. The Zulu King challenges professors to stick fight. And Malawi, where the petrol queue might overshadow the queue to vote. A pot breaks as Nigerian chef attempts to cook largest jollof rice dish. And as they were cooking, the pot broke. All right. The Iron Lady taking a shot at Ivory Coast's presidency. We'll see how that is also panning out. Anti-apartheid hero, new inquest should lead to justice. Biko family are saying, Steve Biko. Now, Nigeria pilots test positive for alcohol after plane veered off runway. What a nice way to go out of job. Oh boy. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. Coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On the African front still, Guinea-Bissau former Prime Minister Simon Pereira says he will return to country to run for president. Guinea-Bissau's former Prime Minister Domingo Simon Pereira is planning a return to the country and run for the presidency. Will they allow you, or will they show you the door? That's quite an interesting one. Malawi to head to polls as Peter Mutharika seeks comeback. Well, everybody's seeking comeback. Well, maybe we have to call them the comeback kids. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Nigeria as well, now Peter Obi meets Obasanjo amid quest for a new Nigeria. Photo has emerged from there. Depot owners accuse Dangote of selling products cheaper to international markets. What do you expect him to do? Dangote crude import hits 60 million barrels in half one as Nigeria petrol bill swells to 4 trillion. Okay, all right then. So Starr Radio UK. I did say this, didn't I? Yes, I did. Somebody say back in the day you did say. Now remove. Okay, my apologies. Why did they say remove them? I won't trade my life for your CD recovery. Cadman Bills blast Mahama. Well, that's based on the Galam say. He said he wouldn't trade his life for the recovery of the city. Why is he saying so? We'll tell you more about that as the program goes on. And well, in defense of the president, Mahama never gave timeline for ending Galamsey. Felix Kwachu, spokesperson of the presidency, has said in an interview. Well, interestingly, Fix the Country. They say fix yourself. Now, Fix the Country have announced an anti-Galamsey march in Accra. So we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. Previous government deserved every condemnation it received over Galamsey. Kwachi Ofosu is saying, and that pertains to the former president Nana Addo Dankwa and his own. In other stories as well, ban on DV plates at Ojura Festival lacks legal backing. Kofi Asamoah is saying Ojura bans on DV plates and indecent dressing could spark chaos. Well, they are trying to bring some morality. But the DV plates, what about that? Well. We'll be telling you more about all that from Starr Radio UK. Ghana's sovereignty incomplete without maritime security. The Vice President Opoku Nana, Professor Nana Opoku Ajiman, has also said there as well. Transport Minister dismisses midnight excavator clearance claims. You want to know more, you got to stay tuned. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. And then on the sad story before we take our break and then come and bring you the breakdown of it. Well, Apostle Kwadwo Safo, the founder of Christo Asafo and the Kantaka Group of Companies, has passed on at age 77. His daughter Sarah Adjoasafo, former member of parliament for Domekwa Benya and former minister of gender, made this known in a statement issued on Sunday morning. Born on August 26, 1948, he died on Thursday, September 11, 2025. And that is information coming through. His legacy lives on. But will it be carried through? Because we've seen time and over again when people start or come out with something in the next moment, when they are no more, the whole thing just goes down or in tatters. But we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a break. We come back and I bring you the details of all the stories. Stay tuned.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Okay, it's been a while since we had a musical interlude, so let's bring you something that we did a few days ago with my man Valley. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned. It's what a wonderful rendition from me.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, that bright blurs a day, that dark a green night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the skies, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands.
This is Starr Radio UK.
How do you do?
In your car,
At work,
at home.
on your smartphone.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's a rendition there for you. That we did a live. It was a live one, yeah. So maybe the sound has not been mastered the way it's supposed to be. But wherever you are, this is Starr Radio UK. What a wonderful world that we live in. What a wonderful world that we live in. And now let me bring you the details of the stories making the rounds this morning. Well, let me say good morning to Atakofi and Niana Joe all the way in Ghana as well. Niana Joe is the chief of Ashamba, and I salute you, sir. I hope you are doing very, very well. Now, kicking off from home here in the UK. Well, it looks like the Conservatives seem to be defecting. One of them said, was it last week or thereabout, a couple of weeks ago, or a few days back, where we had one of them who was a minister during Boris's time. Yes, Nadine Dorries, yeah, who also transited or defected to reform. Yeah, today another one has done so as well, and the name is Danny Kruger. Is defected to Reform UK. Now, Kruger, a Conservative MP, Danny Kruger, has defected to the Reform UK. Kruger has been an MP since 2019 and sits on Kemi Badenoch's team as Shadow Work and Pensions Minister. Now, let Kemi now talk and let's hear. Now, the Conservatives are over. He told a press conference, sitting alongside Reform Party leader Nigel Farage. Kruger said he had been honored to be asked to help Reform prepare for government and said he hoped that Farage will be the next Prime Minister. The East Wiltshire MP, a former political secretary to Boris Johnson when he was Prime Minister, said the Conservatives were no longer the principal party of opposition. So, well, maybe they want to make a Reform a party of opposition. But if you look at the demonstrations that took place over the weekend, where we were talking about up to a tune of about 120,000 people emerging in the central part of London and going on a march, where it happened that about 25 or 30 people were arrested after police were assaulted and stuff like that. Well, you ask yourself the question, what exactly is going on? And the incitation or inciting by the world's, it's no more the world's richest. Somebody's passing just a few weeks, just last week sometime there, but we'll see more about that. Well, is the Conservative Party over? Are they over? Why? Is it because of Kemi Badenoch, a black person, leading them? That's why they call it that. Well, somebody say she is outspoken and he goes on bonkers, just saying anything. Then, well, so, but it looks like, well, his own shadow minister has departed and joined ranks of the opposition. Now, what do you think is going to happen there? Well, in one of the stories, that's major stories in the UK for the past few days now. Sir Keir Starmer is facing mounting pressure from within the Labour Party over his handling of the sacking of the US Ambassador Peter Mandelson. Now, Labour MPs are expressing public and private frustration with the Prime Minister's leadership as he prepares to welcome US President Donald Trump on a state visit this week. Now, Lord Mandelson was sacked last week after a cache of emails reported by Bloomberg showed supportive messages he sent after convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to sex offenses. Now, Labour backbencher Richard Bargan said Sir Keir will be gone if May's election in Scotland, Wales and part of England go badly for Labour. The scandal coming so soon after Angela Rayner's resignation as Deputy Prime Minister has encouraged some Labour MPs to become more vocal about their frustration with the Prime Minister's judgment and the wider Downing Street operation. Now, Bargan is a long-standing left-wing critic of Starmer's leadership, but his comments nevertheless underline the scale of discontent within Labour. The Bargan said, I think it's inevitable that if May's election go as people predict and the opinion polls predict, then a year into the government's that's just got rid of the Conservatives, we're losing votes to the left, we're going to be losing seats to the right. His words echoed a weekend of briefing by Labour MPs in public and in private questioning Sir Keir's leadership. Labour MP Helen says the Westminster Hour on Sunday, if the sacking were to affect the party's chances in the May 2026 local election, there will be questions about Sir Keir's leadership. Now, questions about the nature of the leadership and whether things can continue as they are, but will not at that point now, she said. Hayes added that she felt devastated about the Lord Mandelson, but said she believed he would not have been appointed in the first place. Now, with Trump's state visit this week and the Labour conference at the end of the month, Downing Street will be hoping to reset the agenda. This week also marks the first flight sending asylum seekers, deportees to France under the one-in, one-out deal signed in July. Now, Downing Street sources acknowledge that Sekir's upcoming Labour Party conference speech must make an impact and say MPs will be left in no doubt what he stands for and what drives him. But this is the second week in a row the Prime Minister has begun by trying to draw a line under a scandal that led to a high-profile exit and move to a new chapter. The mood in the Parliamentary Labour Party is bleak, and their fears the past 2 weeks may have crystallized MPs' concerns. Now, we all are against the fact that Mandelson was sending supportive emails to Jeffrey Epstein when he, as per this story, pleaded guilty to child trafficking. Okay? Now, when Labour was getting ready to come into government, when virtually everything showed that Labour had come into government, but when we had Trump winning, or we seen everything showing that Trump was going to win the election, the issue was that even after Labour won, some Labour leadership went to the US to go support the Democrats in their campaign. So, from the word go, the Labour Party and the incoming Trump administration 2.0 were at loggerheads. Now, it did happen that now, knowing what Trump was about to do with his trade tariff and everything that he was shouting and saying, there was a need to get the right person there who could massage his ego so that he will not treat the UK the way he's treating or is about to treat other countries. And as we all know, when there was even just a pause after he came out with his first trade tariffs and those things, let's look at Jaguar Land Rover. Virtually, exports to the UK was grounded, and most of the vehicles or other exports from the UK to the US were all grounded and outside. So I said exports to the US were grounded because of what had happened there. So there was a need to get the right person. So interestingly, looking into it, they thought the best person to do that would be Peter Mandelson, Lord Peter Mandelson. Apparently, there were some of the concerns that were raised about his relationship with the late Jeffrey Epstein. Well, but that didn't cause any much of a ruffling of feathers or hey, let's look at things. Oh, no. They thought, well, and lo and behold, did the man deliver? Yes, he's delivered. Yes, he's delivered. But for him, jobs will have been lost. Now, the fact that he sent supportive messages to Jeffrey Epstein is a different ballgame. Now, let's talk about something. Let's talk about something here. Somebody will say that, well, maybe if it's one of your own daughters who was trafficked and stuff like that, well, you will not be sitting there saying all those things. I agree. I'll go bonkers, right? Good. But I don't want to touch about the parents of these girls and everything that is going on. This was scared that your girl child, 15, 16, 17, is going somewhere that you don't really know. And what are they doing? Are they not supposed to be in school at that time? So let me leave the parents out there. That's why I said I want to touch about anything pertaining to the parents. Now let's come to every one of us. We've had a situation where people might have been shot dead, or people who were involved in gang culture and stuff have been stabbed, and then when the families come, do you hear what they say? Oh, it was an angel. Oh, she was an angel. She never did. But these are people that people know that they were doing evil stuff personally. Got my drift? Okay. So we have people who support them. I mean, when even it happens that your somebody is sent into prison, you don't say that, well, because my relation or my child or my husband or my wife did something that was wrong, and yes, we all know that it was wrong and was in prison, so we've abandoned the person and we all just chill. You know your friends when you are in a dark place, if they are there to stand with you or stand by you. So though they might not necessarily sanction what he did, they were there supporting him as a friend. Did we do that? Yes. Is it because he's what do you call it? He was a billionaire? That's why we think that we need to put them on a different pedestal? Or is it because that again it was child trafficking? And that's what I've come out to say, that where were the parents? Did they raise any concerns? Did they tell the authorities that, look, somebody is grooming my child? Unless, of course, these children were all ones who were put in some homes or whatever, care, as some will say, that because they are there and therefore things they were not being taken properly care of, like we have in the what do you call that place? As it's happened here in the UK, and some people are going to be tried and all that stuff there. So you look at it very carefully. Then you ask yourself the question, let's look at the bigger picture. Did the man play a good role as the ambassador? Yes. Now when we found out that, well, he sent, let's say, supportive emails and telling the thread, look, I still stand by you. It doesn't matter what, you can fight it. You can still go on. Do you tell that to your friends when you see them in the wrong? You say yes. Give them some hope that some way, somehow, they might bounce out from that. Maybe you serve your time in the prison and then you come out. So what's wrong with that? But well, it looks like that is causing a lot of brouhaha when it comes to the leadership of Keir Starmer, as whether he's making the right decisions there. Is it because just a few hours before he came to the Prime Minister's question time, he couldn't or didn't put in place the statement that, look, I've seen that, or due to this information that has come through, I reject whatever he's done, blah blah blah. Is that what we're trying to talk about there? That he have dismissed him straight on? You know, when he was dismissed, you know what Trump said? He was upset. Information that was coming from the White House showed that Trump was very upset. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everything is not black and white as we see as black and white. At times, there are tones behind the scenes. So let's come again. And all these MPs who going on with all those things. If your constituents lost their jobs, when the Prime Minister or the government decided that they want to increase, what do you call it? They wanted to cut welfare. Listen, for people, people were shouting that no, government had to do a U-turn. Government says that winter tax or whatever, they're going to stop that for supporting people who need those monies for heating and all those bits as well. You went on shouting. Now, where does government get the money from? He has to tax people to get those monies. Now, if Mandelson didn't do a good job and all those jobs were lost, or we didn't get a good trade tariff deal with the US, do you know what would have happened? You would have lost your job. And people would have gone on the rampage. So what are we talking about? Let's come off our high horses and look at things critically. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, let's move on. Well, the sad story that happened here in the UK, because our time is virtually running like no man's business. And Ricky Hatton's family has paid tribute to the former world champion who was found dead at the age of 46 at his home in Manchester on Sunday. He had a heart as big as his smile, and his kindness, humor, and loyalty touched everyone who was lucky enough to know him, the Hatton family has said. As a family, our loss is immeasurable, and words cannot truly capture the pain we feel. Yet, in the midst of our grief, we have been deeply moved by the overwhelming outpouring of love and support. Richard's memory will forever remain in our hearts, in the hearts of his fans, and the sport he loved so dearly. Greater Manchester Police spokesperson said there are not currently believed to be any suspicious circumstances surrounding Hatton's death. Okay, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Hopefully, tomorrow we might be able to bring you more on that front. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Looks like we are running behind time, but I do my best to see what can be done there as well. Now, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is meeting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem with the aftermath of Israel's strike in Qatar expected to be high on the agenda. Now, last week's strike, which targeted senior Hamas leaders on the close U.S. ally territory, drew international outrage and was criticized by President Donald Trump. Now, Rubio said, obviously, we're not happy about it. The president was not happy about it. Now, we need to move forward and figure out what comes next. The meeting comes as Arab leaders hold a summit in a show of support for Qatar. Its prime minister urged the international communities to stop applying double standards and to punish Israel. The Gulf state hosts a major U.S. air base and has played a key role in brokering diplomatic efforts to end the war in Gaza, serving as a mediator of indirect negotiations between Hamas and Israel. On Sunday, Netanyahu told reporters that the U.S.-Israel relationship was as durable as the stones in the Western Wall, while he and Rubio made a short visit to the holy city in Jerusalem's Old City. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Okay, we're moving on because we don't have much time. Now, Charlie Kirk's alleged killer is not cooperating with authorities and has not confessed to carrying out the shooting. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox has said suspect Tyler Robinson, 22, was taken into custody some 23 hours after Kirk, a 31-year-old right-wing activist, was shot dead in Orem in on Wednesday. Now, Cox, a Republican, told several Sunday morning show that investigators were still trying to establish a motive, but people around Mr. Robinson were cooperating. Kirk was speaking at Utah Valley University at an open event held by Turning Point USA, the organization he co-founded, when he was hit in the neck by a single bullet. The event was part of the American Comeback Tour, which was speaking engagement that took him to several college campuses throughout the U.S. Now, Cox previously told the Wall Street Journal that Mr. Robinson, a Utah native, was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. When questioned on its during CNN's State of the Union program on Sunday, he said the information was offered by the suspect's friend and family. The governor said among those cooperating with authorities was Mr. Robinson's roommate, who is also his partner. He said the partner was currently transitioning from male to female. But when asked by CNN, the authorities do not yet know if this is relevant to the investigation. Now, Cox added that the partner did not have any knowledge about the alleged shooting, had been incredibly cooperative and was working with investigators right now. The governor was also asked about a New York Times report alleging Mr. Robinson has spoken to others after the shooting via the Discord messaging platform, including allegations that he joked about being the gun man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:53. And as I did say, feel free and share your take with us. You can call on Starr Radio UK via Teams, and your voice will be heard. But we'll continue to bring you some of the stories making the rounds this morning in other parts of the world. In Brazil, Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has defended the trial which saw his predecessor in office, Jair Bolsonaro, sentenced to more than 27 years in prison for plotting a coup. My apologies. In an opinion piece published in the New York Times, Lula dismissed the description by U.S. President Donald Trump of a trial as a witch hunt, saying this was a historic decision which safeguards our institution and the democratic rule of law. The Brazilian leader said he had written the essay to establish an open and frank dialogue with U.S. Donald Trump, who has imposed 50% tariff on Brazilian imports. Now, Lula called the tariff hike not only misguided but illogical. Now, relationships have been tense between the U.S. and Brazil in recent months, in stark contrast to the times when Trump's counterpart in Brazil was Jair Bolsonaro. Now, Bolsonaro often expressed his admiration for Trump, who hosted him at his Mar-a-Lago resort in 2020. Now, Lula, a left-wing leader who is also known for his direct tone, did not mince his words in New York Times editorial. He said, over the past 15 years, the U.S. has accumulated a surplus of $410 billion in bilateral trade in goods and services, adding the decision to impose the tariff could only be political. The U.S. government is using tariffs and Magnitsky Act to seek impunity for former President Jair Bolsonaro, Lula wrote, referring to the sanctions which the U.S. has imposed on the Supreme Court justices who led the trial against Bolsonaro. The trial concluded on Thursday when 4 out of the 5 Supreme Court justices on the panel tasked with judging Bolsonaro found him guilty of all 5 charges he was facing. A simple majority was needed to convict him. Now, Bolsonaro had been sentenced to 27 years and 3 months in prison, a sentence which lawyers say they will appeal against. Trump said he found the verdict very surprising. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced that the U.S. will respond accordingly to his witch hunt. In New York Times article, Lula insisted the trial was not a witch hunt. The judgment was the result of proceedings carried out in accordance with Brazil's 1988 constitution, enacted after 2 decades of struggle against a military dictatorship. He wrote, reminding readers that Brazil's democracy was restored in 1985 after 20 years of military rule. Lula also dismissed the Trump administration's accusation that Brazil's justice system had targeted and censored U.S. tech firms. Well, give a dog a bad name, of course, and that seems to be what is happening. It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? We have to go straight on to other stories making the rounds here this morning. Well, a man running a sex ring operating of Dubai's most glamorous neighborhoods and exploiting vulnerable women has been identified by BBC investigation. Charles Miswija, who says he's a former London bus driver, told undercover reporter he could provide women for a sex party at a starting price of $1,000, adding that many can do pretty much everything clients want them to. Rumors of wild sex parties in the UAE Emirates have circulated for years. The hashtag Dubai Party, which has been viewed more than 450 million times on TikTok, links to the parodies and speculative exposés of women accused of being money-hungry influencers secretly funding their lifestyle by fulfilling the most excessive of sexual requests. Young Ugandan women told reporters that they had not expected to have to undertake sex work for Mr. Mwasijwa. In some cases, they believed they were traveling to the UAE to work in places like supermarkets or hotels. At least one of Mr. Mwasijwa's clients regularly asked to defecate on the women. According to Mia, whose name has been changed to protect her identity, and who says she was trapped by Mr. Mwasijwa's network. Mr. Mwasijwa denies the allegation. He says he helps women find accommodation through landlords and that women follow him to parties because of his wealthy Dubai contacts. Really? It is a sad thing. And we seem to be glorifying money. Money is good, but the love of money, that's what the good book says, is the root of all evil. There are cases where people defecate into the mouth of people. I'm sorry if you're having your breakfast this morning and me coming out and wee on them and all stuff that happens there. Now, well, Starr Radio UK. A sad one. Let's move on. The Iron Lady taking on the current president of Ivory Coast. The former Ivory Coast First Lady Simone Gbagbo has gone from hiding in a bunker in an attempt to avoid arrest to defiantly announcing she will run for president. In an extraordinary comeback, the controversial 76-year-old was this week surprisingly allowed to contest October's election, calling on supporters to help build a new nation. For years, Gbagbo worked side by side with his ex-husband Laurent, was considered to be the power behind his throne. Now, with a criminal conviction and a divorce behind her, she takes center stage as a presidential candidate in her own right. Now, Gbagbo was Ivory Coast's first lady from 2000 to 2011 and was dubbed the Iron Lady due to her reputation for toughness. While her supporters fondly called her Maman, French for mom, Gbagbo was feared within the party she set up with her husband, the Ivorian Popular Front. All the ministers respect me and they often consider me above them, she told French magazine Express during her husband's presidency. At rallies, Gbagbo often invoked her evangelist Christian faith, firing off spirited, eloquent speeches in support of her husband. Now, Gbagbo met Laurent in 1973 at a time when both were powerful figures in Ivory Coast trade union movement. Now, Gbagbo had degrees in history and linguistics, and as a teacher was a key member of various educators' unions. The couple's relation was built on the struggle against the then president Fele Houphouët-Boigny. The Gbagbos protested against Houphouët-Boigny autocracy, which lasted for 33 years, calling for multi-party democracy. Now, as a result of this, their activism, the pair were jailed several times. Now, I engaged in political struggles against the former regime alongside men, Gbagbo recalled in her Express interview. I spent 6 months in prison. I was beaten, molested, left for dead. After all those trials, it's logical that people don't mess with me. In 1982, the pair co-founded the FBI. The same year, Laurent fled to France following the harassment from Houphouët-Boigny security forces, and Gbagbo was left to raise the couple's twin daughters alone. After 6 years apart, Laurent returned and the pair married in an intimate ceremony with less than 10 guests present. The Gbagbo soon had further cause for celebration. In 1990, Houphouët-Boigny finally caved in allowing the first national election in Ivory Coast since independence 3 decades earlier. Now, Laurent decided to run for president, his wife a key figure in his campaign. Laurent had the good-natured Gap, Simon, the uncompromising discourse French newspaper Le Monde said of the Gbagbo's political partnership. In less flattering terms, Ivorian opposition newspaper Le Patriote wrote, Laurent Gbagbo, expansive, warm and devious. His wife, Simone Yvette Gbagbo, enigmatic, cold and secretive. Now, those were some of the adjectives to describe them. In an election marred by allegation of widespread rigging, Laurent lost the presidential race to Hofo Pallien by landslide. He did, however, win a seat in the National Assembly, and 5 years later, his wife gained one too. Now, Gbagbo campaigned for her husband once again, and when he ran for president in 2000, this time he won after all the opposition candidates had been excluded by the military leaders who had seized power. But once a champion of democracy, the new president began adopting draconian measures to stifle political dissent. His backing of the concept of Ivorite or Ivoriness pushed soldiers in the north to take up arms, and the country was divided in two. It is thought his wife had huge influence over the security forces who were used by the administration to silence opposition voices. Furthermore, presidential elections slated for 2005 were postponed 6 times, with Laurent saying he needed to establish control of the whole country before he could hold the elections, although he eventually agreed to them in 2010. In a surprise result, he lost to Alassane Ouattara, Ivory Coast's current president, but refused to accept the result. This attempt to stay put sparked another devastating civil war in which more than 3,000 people died. After the vote, Gbagbo fiercely defended her husband's decision to stay on, dubbing Ouattara a bandit leader. The time for debates about the election between Gbagbo and the bandit leader is over, she said in an address to supporters. Our president is firmly established in power and is working. Eventually, as pro-Ouattara forces backed by French troops advanced on the presidential residence, the couple took refuge in a bunker. They were arrested there and hauled off to a hotel in Abidjan, now Ivory Coast's main city, effectively ending the 5-month conflict. At her trial 5 years later, Gbagbo described her detention at the hotel. I myself, in the court, she said, arrived with my buttocks exposed, my nudity exposed. I was subjected to several attempted rapes in broad daylight, or in the presence of French soldiers who were filming, she told the court. Attempted. Now, Gbagbo was sentenced to 20 years for attempting to undermine the security of the state, disturbing public order, and organizing armed gangs during the Civil War. Now, however, just 3 years later, President Ouattara granted Gbagbo an amnesty in what he said was a move to foster reconciliation. This is why she was allowed to stand in next month's election despite her convictions. The International Criminal Court pursued separate charges against Gbagbo in 2012, also relating to the Civil War, but they were later dropped. The ICC went after Laurent too. They charged him with the crimes against humanity, and he spent 7 years in custody at The Hague. Now, the couple have long maintained their innocence, rejecting all charges against them as politically motivated. Laurent was eventually acquitted by the ICC, returned home to Ivory Coast in 2021, but there will be no tear-jerking reunion with his wife. Days after landing on Ivorian soil, the former president filed for divorce, having fostered a relationship with journalist Nadi Bamba. Now, Gbagbo hit back at her husband through her lawyers. She accused Laurent of blatant and well-known adultery and abandonment of marital home. The former first lady has since been quietly and methodically rebuilding her political base following her break from the FBI. He founded a new party, the leftist movement of capable generation. MGC. And in her campaign, my apologies, for next month's election, pledges a modernized and prosperous Ivory Coast. Now, Gbagbo's candidacy is not only politically significant but symbolically powerful in a country where women remain largely unrepresented in national leadership. Only 30% of Ivorian parliamentarians are women, and few have held senior roles in government. Gbagbo's reputation for activism and democracy have been tainted, but she is still seen as one of the strongest challengers to Ouattara in next month's poll. A political veteran with a powerful rhetoric, she looks set to gain the backing of her husband's supporters after he was barred from running himself. But in this election, the spotlight will be firmly in Simone Gbagbo, and should she winning the president, the Iron Lady will make history as Ivory Coast's first female president, yet another milestone in a turbulent 4-decade-long political career. We'll watch the polls and see what is happening there. Interesting. Can you just imagine if she wins? Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It's 8 minutes by the top of the hour. We might not be able to bring you Career 101 this morning. However, we might be able to bring you all the stories that is happening because of the stories are few there. Okay. Well, in Malawi, the queue to get fuel rather than the queue to vote is what is on the mind of many Malawians as Tuesday's general election approaches. So, are you going to be queuing to get petrol, or you'll be going to the polls, queuing to go and vote? Now, prolonged petrol shortages, along with regular power cuts, the rising cost of living, hunger, poverty, inequality, and youth unemployment add to the tangible frustration there. The presidential parliament and parliamentary and local council candidates are competing for votes against a background of cynicism about what might actually change. In a sign that money is tight, electioneering had been somewhat muted compared to the past. This despite the presidential race being seen as rematch between incumbent Lazarus Chakwera and the man he beat in the 2020 then President Peter Mutharika. There are 15 other candidates, but the usual colorful campaign carnivals is missing. The free t-shirts usually dull, with abandon to whip up enthusiasm, are more limited. There are fewer giant election billboards on the nation's main roads. Back in the snaking petrol lines, patience runs thin, which has at times led to fist fights. Now, sensing the fuel shortages was becoming an election issue, Chakwera has tried to tackle it head on. In a televised address 8 days before polls open, he acknowledged the frustration and apologized. The president then turned his fire on allegedly corrupt officials who he accused of deliberately sabotaging the oil market. Like fuel, new job opportunities are also hard to come by. So come tomorrow, if you are a Malawian, if you are listening to us, are you going to be the queue for fuel or the queue to go and vote? How is the turnout going to be? Will this not have an influence on that? Or maybe because of this, they might have to extend the voting time for a whole week. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11 minutes past 12 the time. Anti-apartheid heroes' new inquest should lead to justice, Biko family has said. A son of prominent South African anti-apartheid activist Steve Biko has told BBC the family is confident a new inquest into his death 48 years ago will lead to the prosecution of those responsible. Seen as a matter in the struggle against white minority rule, the Black Consciousness Movement founder died from a brain injury, age 30, almost months after being arrested at a roadblock. Now, police at the time said he had banged his head against a wall, but after apartheid ended in 1994, former officers admitted to assaulting him, although no one has been prosecuted. Nkosinati Biko, who was 6 when his father died, said the country could not move forward without addressing its violent past. It is very clear in our minds as to what happened and how they killed Steve Biko. The first hearing was held at the High Court in the southern city of Beghera on the 48th anniversary of his death. It is alleged that Biko, who had been subject to banning order that restricted his movement and other activities at the time of his arrest in 1977, was tortured by 5 policemen while in detention. What is required from this process is simply to follow the facts, and we have no doubt that the democratic court in a democratic state will find the Steve Biko murder was an act orchestrated and executed by those who were with him, the 5 policemen who are implicated in this case, his son has said. On Friday, the judge had the 2 people linked to the case remain alive, both now in their 80s, because that caused outrage in South Africa and was the subject in 1987 Hollywood film Cry Freedom, starring Denzel Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, we're moving on to Niger, but let's take this commercial break, and then I have a sip of some water, right? Yeah, I'm permitted to do so. You get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate, and let's enjoy this. Stay tuned. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK. My sincere apologies that we cannot bring you Career 101 this morning due to the packed stories that we have to share with our listeners. Yes, so let's move on. At exactly 16 minutes past the top of the hour, where we have another 40 minutes to bring the program to a close this morning. A pilot and co-pilot have tested positive for alcohol after the plane they were operating veered off the runway when landing in Nigeria. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau screened the pair after the accident in July. At the Port Harcourt International Airport, in addition, a crew member tested positive for cannabis. Oh boy, I think they were enjoying themselves. 103 people on board the Boeing 737 at the time of the incident were unharmed. Air Peace, the company that operated the flight, said 64-year-old pilot had been sacked for failing to adhere to safety regulations, while the co-pilot has since returned to his role. In a statement, Air Peace said co-pilot was acquitted by the national regulator, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, following preliminary investigations and a clean bill of health. Now, tests carried out by the NSIB found the pilot and co-pilot had tested positive for ethyl glycuronide, which indicates recent alcohol consumption. A cabin crew member also tested positive for THC, the psychoactive component in cannabis. In a statement, Air Peace said it had not received any toxicology test results from the NCIB. We are yet to receive any official communications from the NCIB on such findings over a month after the incident and after testing the crew for alcohol, which took place in less than an hour of the incident. Air Peace said the pilot had a total flying time of 18,000 hours, while the co-pilot, age 28, had almost 1,200 hours. I think from today he stops drinking. The NSIB says its investigations are still in progress. For now, it has recommended improved training and the reinforcement of internal procedures. Although there have been no plane crashes in Nigeria for several years, there have been cases of aircraft overshooting the runway and tires bursting during landing. Earlier this month, aviation authorities launched a new flight data center aimed at improving aircraft safety for stakeholders. Say further protective measures and improved technology needed to be deployed in the sector. That's a good one from them. That's from Nigeria. All coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, still on before we move on to Ghana. Now, Guinea-Bissau's former Prime Minister Simões Pereira is planning a return to the country and a run for presidency. Simões Pereira, who leads the opposition African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, made the announcement in Lisbon. He settled in the Portuguese capital shortly after President Embalo dissolved the Guinea-Bissau National Assembly in 2023. Speaking to the Guinea-Bissau diaspora, Simões Pereira said he feared his safety in returning to the country, but said it was his duty to continue the fight. Embalo said the opposition leader could return without any problem, but warned him against contesting the results of the November election. If he does run, this will be Simões Pereira's fourth attempt to at the presidency. Okay, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to some of the other stories. Malawi will be going to the polls tomorrow. We'll be telling you what exactly is going on there. Peter Obi has met Obasanjo, the former president, the Labour Party. But now he says he's not of the Labour Party. Oh boy. Now, Labour Party's presidential candidate for 2023, Peter Obi, met with ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta yesterday. Now, Obi, the story says that Obi said during the visit, he discussed the state of the nation with the ex-president alongside Gbadebo Rhodes, Vivo, and Yanuza Tanko. He says that the former Anambra governor added that the discussion also focused on how all Nigerians can live together in unity, love, fairness, and justice. The meeting makes me believe that coming together of a competent team with capacity, compassion, and commitment to build a new Nigeria, that is possible. So do you see that I've got a picture before me with a former president? Is he shrinking or what? Or, yeah, I mean, when they grow old, they all lose weight. But, yeah, that's him there, still going on. Well, Obi said this. When he paid a visit, he said, Obi underscored the importance of Ibadan land to the human and capital development of the country. Obi said this when he paid a visit to the Olabadan designate and former governor of Oyo, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, at his Ondo Street, Bodija, Ibadan residence yesterday there as well. He said the socioeconomic and political history of Nigeria will not be complete without mentioning Ibadan, adding that Ibadan land had always played a pivotal role in both the socioeconomic and political history of Nigeria. What cards is he playing? And is he playing it well? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One other story before we land in Ghana as well, so that we can bring the program to close by 12:30. The Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria has accused Dangote Refinery of selling petroleum products at cheaper prices to international market than local marketers, challenging claims that the refinery sufficiently supplies Nigeria's domestic fuel needs. According to DAPMAN, the refinery currently meets only 30% to 35% of national petroleum demand, with the remaining 65% imported by marketers, including its members. In addition, it added that refinery offers products at cheaper prices to international markets than it sells to local markets. In a detailed account issued by DAPMAN Executive Secretary Olufemi Adewale on Saturday, the association said, while we welcome the Dangote refinery as a major infrastructure project, its contribution has peaked at only 30 to 35% of national demand. Now, DAPMAN dismissed insinuations that Dangote refinery provides adequate domestic product supply. The association also said that the assumed free product delivery, which the refinery intends to commence, is not entirely true. Now, the balance continues to be supplied by responsible petroleum product markets, DAPMAN members who import and distribute under strict regulation oversight by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. He said DAPMAN has watched with dismay the unfolding tensions between Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gases, NUPEG. And while the matter may not directly concern our association, the association is alarmed by the tone, trajectory, and escalation of the issue. Beyond reputational risks to various market participants, we are deeply concerned about the potential impact this may have on ordinary Nigerians, particularly in a downstream environment still stabilizing post-deregulation. As a responsible and long-standing stakeholders in Nigeria's downstream sector, we feel compelled to provide clarity on several inaccurate, misleading claims made in the public space. Claims which it felt, if left unchecked, could mislead the public and diminish the collective contribution of other players that have ensured national fuel availability for decades. But it's the case where Dangote is trying to say, okay, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to be supplying the local market. He said, no, you want to be this, you don't want him to monopolize it. He's supplying 30 to 35% to the country, and then he's saying we're going to be moving the fuel up and down the length and breadth of the country to our suppliers, and this thing for free. He said, hey, now he's selling 65% of his product to other countries at a lower cost. That one too, you are talking about it. So where is it? Well, I mean, what do they want? I know those who are importing fuel to Nigeria will wish that Dangote's refinery, breaks down so that he will not be able to continue. Because what about the other oil refineries that Nigeria has that are supposed to be coming upstream? What has happened to them? But if they are all working, there is no need for Nigeria to import fuel into the country, and that means that the scarce national foreign currency that is used will be stopped. But they will think, hey, that means that we're going to lose our businesses, and this is what we've been doing all this while. So, yeah, are they for real? Okay, Starr Radio UK. Two other stories, and then we go away. Dr. Cadman Atta Mills, a brother of the late former President John Evans Atta Mills, has criticized President John Dramani Mahama over the country's fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. In a post on Sunday, he said, Atta Mills pointed out that Galamsey is killing Ghanaians and must be stopped as a matter of urgency. He indicated the health of Ghanaians cannot be traded off for the economic success seen in 8 months of the John Dramani administration. I refuse to pay for the accolades President Mahama and the NDC are receiving for the CD's recovery with my health or life. Call it Galamsey or legal small-scale mining. When bankrolled by politically connected, it is killing us, he wrote. The post included a video which showed a water body heavily polluted by Galamsey activities. The man taking the video indicated that the water body was the Ayensu River, which is the source of water for many communities, including his. And he's gone bush about it. Now, what do you think is a way forward? Well, the spokesperson for the president has come out to say that the president did not actually give a particular timetable when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. So give him a break. They are working on it, and then they will get it one day. But the issue is, if we say, oh yeah, they're still stabilizing and blah blah blah, and everything that is happening, what do you think will happen when you have got the city stabilized, you've got money in your pocket, and you are suffering from cancer or some other disease due to the pollution of the water? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we're getting ourselves ready to close the program, I'll bring the curtains down. Apostle Kwejo Safo, the founder of Christo Asafo Church and Kantanka Group of Companies, has passed age 77. His daughter Sarah Adwoa Safo, former member of parliament for Dome Kwabenya and former minister of gender, made this known in a statement issued on Sunday morning. Born on August 26, 1948, he died on Thursday, September 11, 2025. Apostle Kwejo Safo over the years established himself as a well-known preacher, inventor, innovator, physicist, chemist, biologist, agriculturist, and philanthropist. Now, nicknamed the Starr of Africa, he was also the founder of the Great Corsa network of companies and the chairman of the Kantanka Group of Companies. He founded Kantanka Automobile, Ghana-based automotive company, and the Christo Asafo Mission, a religious and industrial organization. Dr. Sarah Brew, Apostle Safo was known for his contribution to local manufacturing and technology, car innovation in Ghana, particularly through vehicles like the Kantaka Omama SUV and Onantefo pickup truck designed for African markets. With profound sorrow and deepest grief, the Safo family and the Christo Asafo Church announces the peaceful passing of Ghana's beloved man of God, the greatest technological icon, philanthropist, agriculturist, and industrialist, popularly known as referred to as Kantaka, the African star. Our dearest father passed away peacefully on Thursday, 11th of September 2025. Romans 14:8 states, they quoted, "For if we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord." Adwa Safo, Apostle Safo, was a true genius, the beacon of hope for many, a father to the fatherless. Ghana has indeed lost a gallant son and a true legend. His unique persona was shaped by his life struggles, dreams, resilience, courage, determination, dedication to his calling, and conviction. During his time of grief, he humbly requested that the general public respect the privacy of the family and loved ones. The burial and funeral arrangement shall be duly communicated in the coming days. Signed, Honorable Sarah Adwa Safo, Esquire. Apostle Safo was born in Bekwai in the Ashanti region. Right from childhood, he had a passion for science and technology and grew up desiring to pursue and develop his talent in that space. Now, after completing basic education, he attended the Ghana Technical Works Institute in Kumasi, where he studied engineering and later worked as a welder at the Volta Aluminium Company Limited, that's Valco, and other firms. He founded the Christ Safo Church in 1969, initially a prayer group. In 1971, the mission became an African Initiated Church and later expanding into manufacturing electronics, agricultural tools, and automobiles. In 1994, Apostle Safo established Kantaka Automobile to produce vehicles suited for African conditions. The company began manufacturing in 1998 using local source components of models like the Omama SUV or 94 pickup trucks. In 2012, using the services of the Chinese company Chongqing Bing Science and Technology, Kantaka Automobile established an assembly plant in Accra in order to produce cars for knockdown kits. Now, Kantaka vehicles are assembled in Ghana using parts imported from China. Completed vehicles are both sold domestically and exported to other West African countries, including Nigeria and the Ivory Coast. Well, as I will say on this platform, as my last bit for him, definitely we will be paying our respect during the course of the weekend before he is laid to rest as well. We say, may his soul rest in perfect peace, and to the family, our sincere condolences. Well, who takes after him, and who would do and run the race as he did? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to bring the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure coming your way. But I will sign off once again with a tune that I brought your way earlier on. Yes, a collaboration of one of the old tunes by one of the greatest musicians that ever lived. And it says, that's from Louis Suchmore Armstrong, says, what a wonderful world. But it's a rendition from me and Vardy, my keyboardist. Until we come your way tomorrow, once again, it's been a pleasure coming your way. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. Until tomorrow, bye-bye for now.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening.
For me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. skies of blue and clouds of white, that bright blurs of day, that darks are green, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the skies, are also on the faces.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
They say, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know, and I think